BBC Radio 1.
Now,
we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a party.
This is the party playlist with Annie.
Let's get into it. So we've got a nice list of music that you have brought us. Let's start with one of your selections. Where do you want to go? Can you see the little arrow going up and down?
I can. I can see.
You can go anywhere you want. By the way,
can I start with like musicology with Prince?
Yes.
Can I go with musicology with Prince? Oh my gosh!
Talk to me about this track, please.
Well, the thing about it is that because I'm a massive James Brown fan as well, but Prince was somebody. Once I got introduced to Prince way back in the day, and one of my favourite tunes from Prince was, I can't remember what the album was. He was on a white horse, naked.
Wow.
That was the one when I really got into it. But this funkiness and him kind of paying tribute to the artists that came before him as well. And when Prince died, I cried. I cried tears, proper tears. Like, I was crying like that. Because like he's so funky and so cool and so amazing. I saw him at the O2. It was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. For me, he trumped Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot for me because Michael Jackson was major in my youth time. But like Prince came along for me when I was in that time where I was just starting to feel a bit funky. I moved away from reggae. I remember telling my brother, I'm not really liking reggae as much as I used to, man. I'm liking this funky,
I'm liking
cool
this guy
stuff.
called Prince.
This Prince and like Bootsy Collins and George
Bootsy.
Clinton started to go round that that way. And so this track here, this musicology, is the one that like kind of encapsulates everything. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
It's got everything.
Okay, let's give it a blast.
Slides don't take you higher. Minor keys and drugs.
There you go, Prince, Musicology as selected by Ian Wright. Are you a dancer, Ian Wright?
To be honest, I just dance on my own in the corner. And you know that I cannot dance now when I go out unless I'm with the missus.
What's your ideal party scenario? Like if I was to throw you a party tomorrow, what would be the must-haves?
Music like this, funky stuff. I don't want it to be packed. I don't like being in a packed party.
That's
do you know what I mean?
key.
I want space. You know what I mean? You want space to dance and stuff. You want to be able to move around.
Any performances?
No.
Any PAs? No.
No.
Good,
no,
love that.
PAs.
Love that.
No PAs. I can go all night if the music is right.
Yeah. So what will be next to keep you up?
I'd probably go with James Brown and Payback. Man,
ridiculous.
You know what it is?
That Bootsy Collins on the bass there.
Exactly. Remember when he left Maceo and all those guys. And I remember in the film it shows, he said, okay, I'm going to give those guys Bootsy a call. And then he went to Bootsy Collins and then they come out with stuff like this. It's just like, it's just so funky, it's so amazing, it's just brilliant.
So explain what on earth went on.
I can't even tell you, Annie. What happened was I woke up in the morning and my phone was going crazy.
Okay, so I can tell it from the other side, which was there's a big show at Printworks, big new fancy venue in South London, and Jammer was on stage. And when Jammer's on stage, it's a bit of a James Brown. He's
all over the place.
He's bouncing around like Tigger. And he was bouncing around and there was a guy like just stood on the stage and he bounced into this guy and this guy just pushed him.
Really aggressively, yeah.
And it was like, whoa. First of all, don't you know this is Jammer? Like you don't push the guy who's got the mic and performing. Second of all, is that Ian Wright?
Yeah, that's what everybody. And like people genuinely were saying, was that you?
So
was that
like you?
To the point where, you know, when you see the first couple and you think, yeah, love.
Yeah.
And it just continued to escalate to the point where we had to put something out and say, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Then I got in touch with Jammer, and then Jammer said, Jammer, what's happening? And he said, then he said, you know something, let's do something. Let's turn this negative into a positive.
Yeah, love that.
You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean, he started doing his stuff. We met up, we talked, we tried. And the thing is, he comes from in and around the same kind of area, in and around South London as me. So, you know, listening to everybody singing, I thought it was Ian Wright. You know, it was really weird from where it came from.
Let's have a blast.
I thought it was Ian Wright, but I wasn't seeing right. Man could have had that fight, but I moonwalked on sight. Man had to grab that mic. You're not gonna spit this time. Trying to work with a good.
I love that you made a tune out of the whole thing. You're right. Turn the negative into a positive.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Jammer each and every time.
Yo. Could've went left, but it went right. Could've went wrong, but it went right. Said it was Ian, but it went right. Man, we got bars on sight. MVP of the night. Tell a negative to positive. Headline in the paper. Yeah, that's right. I thought it was Ian Wright, but I wasn't seeing right. Man could have had that fight, but I'm
so
You know
good.
it's brilliant, and because like the lyrics and that, thought it was Ian Wright.
Yeah.
Didn't want to have that fight. You know what I mean? It was good because like it could have been something that turned really nasty because Jam had people there.
Yeah.
The other fella had people there. It could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
And everything. To be honest, Jam has got to take a lot of credit for just
because
cutting that
he
off.
didn't fight back.
Absolutely.
At the time.
He just moved away from it, and now he's made this tune, and now everybody. Like, when they do it, like, he said that like anytime he blasts it, he said people always ask for that tune now.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I bet it's great. It's great. Okay, so I want to also play. We have to play "Do the Right Thing," right?
I've done it with Chris from Pet Shop Boys.
Yeah, we were thinking, was it a Pet Shop Boys thing?
Yeah, because he was so into it, and he loved it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's
so well made. It reminds me of Promised Land.
Honestly, that's
Brothers,
what
sisters.
Yes.
It reminds me of that.
It's got that vibe in it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's one of those that, like I say, I was with an agent at the time. I wasn't too keen on him.
Yeah. Listen to you. You can sing.
That's a long time ago. I don't like it. Look, everyone's looking at me. It feels really weird.
I'm into it. Ian Wright, Do the Right Thing on BBC Radio 1. The party playlist continues. Ian, we have some more selections here. What should we play next, please?
You know what I'd like to play? Just while we played that last reggae tune, I'd like to play the Ken Booth one, because this was one of my first dances. Okay. And I remember there was a guy when I was younger called Derek Siley, and I used to dance with his sister as well, Joan Siley, and she was a lot older than me, and you know what I mean, she's kind of like teaching me how to dance really. But this kind of record was the one I used to love dancing to. It's like a two-step dance, and it's Ken Booth. His voice was beautiful.
And when you say it was your first dance, you meant it was the first dance you learned, or the first dance you went to?
No, the first dance I properly had with a girl.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? I was quite nervous and
was it
scared.
Like this
yeah,
kind
no,
of
but you had to dance closer.
Yeah.
Because there was a time when you had to stand up against the wall and all that. And do that two-step kind of dance.
Yeah.
And I was always scared to ask the girls for a dance, but I used to love this one, and I kind of plucked up the courage. And I used to watch a guy called Derek Siley. He's a beautiful dancer with the girls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It weren't close and all grindy. It was really nice, and you made them feel. And I wanted to dance like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was a girl I used to dance with, Jackie Graham. I used to love. She's one of my first loves.
Yeah.
And I used to dance with her to this kind of tune. If I could get in there, everyone wanted to dance with her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
But this
But you
tune
got
is
in
the
there.
one.
You got in there and got the dance.
A couple of times, yeah. Got in there a couple of times and danced with Jackie, which was really cool.
And this was the song.
Yeah, Ken Booth.
That's the way nature planned it, is what it's called. Ken Booth.
When you're gone, my heart aches. I'm never gonna leave you, girl, all my life. For you always.
Nice memories.
Okay, so what should we go next to, please?
You know
Ian,
something?
right?
If we could go to a lady who I just absolutely adore. She's an amazing artist, unbelievable voice, Mary J. Blige. But the thing with this one is why I like this one so much is because it's so uplifting. I don't care who you are. Once this one starts and it gets going and you're ready and you're in the environment to start, you cannot not get up and dance to this tune. It's a beautiful record.
What's it called?
Just Fine.
Oh, yeah.
You know I love music. And every time I hear something hot, it makes me want to move. It makes me want to have fun. But it's something about this joint right here. This joint right here, it makes me want to, let it go.
Yep, there it is.
You know what I mean?
Just so good.
That's the tune. That's a nice mood. That's a nice beat, man.
Can't let nobody take it away from you, from me.
I remember she went through a phase where her voice was really struggling. She had a bad time of it. But when you listen to her, she sings this one. She's telling us something, and she's singing it, and it just feels so. It's just so beautiful the way she's saying it, and her voice is just on that melody. It's on it, and it's every note beautifully. It's just lovely.
Just to get back to football, one more time, I watched this thing on your Instagram. It was like a thing, like a video, and there's a little bit of you sitting down, and you're like, if I could just score one more goal.
I know.
If I could wave a magic wand right now, right, and you could play for any team in the world under any manager, like where would you go? What would you do? What?
You know what I'd do? I'd probably go back to Crystal Palace, and I'd play for Steve Coppell because it was it's a great time for me, because it was my life changed literally in the space of like months, Annie. And then and then all of a sudden I started living the dream to the point where we ended up in the FA Cup final against Manchester United. I broke my leg twice in 1990, and I had to come off the bench. I scored a couple of goals, and what I would love to be able to do is to be able to come back playing that game and win that game for Palace.
Okay.
If I could have anything, it's one of those that, you know, if somebody came back, if the devil came and said, listen, I'll give you that, I'd have to take your soul, I'd probably give him my soul for that.
Here you go.
Yeah, probably give him my soul for that. 7 minutes, for Palace to have that great day.
Okay, so we've got a couple of tunes left in this party.
That's what I know, man.
Where should we go next?
Can we go to Kirk Franklin?
Let's go.
Growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I was forced to go to church.
Where did you grow up? South London?
South East London. But like this one, it's just, I love this one because I love Patrice Rushen, but they've taken the Patrice Rushen song, You Remind Me.
Yeah.
And Kirk Franklin on this is just absolutely just inspiring.
Okay.
I love it.
Let's have a listen.
So good to us.
Is this Kirk?
Yeah, this is Kirk here.
I want to hear Kirk.
That's why we love you. Come on.
So does he sing?
No, he just talks over it, man.
just
He just
vibes?
throws in the Jesus,
Wow.
man. You know what I mean? It's gospel. It's just like, the message is very, very uplifting. I blast this one, Annie. I blast this one.
Love gospel music.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this guy.
Kirk Franklin, man. You got to listen to his stuff, man. He's absolutely amazing. It's so inspiring.
Okay, amazing. So that's Looking For You, Kirk Franklin on Radio 1 on this Thursday night. We've got just enough room for a couple more, Ian.
Yes.
Where do you want to go next, please?
Can I go to Russ?
Gotcha.
Gun lean, man, gun lean. Gun lean on the beat as well. For everyone, boys and girls, flick your shoulder, use them well. Left, right, left, right, left, right.
When he done this tune, and it was just like seeing them doing the gun lean and dancing.
Yeah.
The football and the drill and the grime artists, it's all intermeshed, like mesh, there's synergy there.
Yeah.
I love this tune.
Yeah. Hey, Ian Wright, what's your favourite celebratory move ever? Because you've had a few.
I've had a few. I don't know. I think that there was one. I done one when I scored, and I done a Chris Eubank stance scored against Spurs.
Yeah.
At Highbury, and I done I stood back and like that Chris Eubank kind of like stance. It was something like this.
Yes.
You know, it was that one. You know, it was like.
There was one where you kind of did like a thing.
Yeah,
as well.
that was like I done a bogle.
Yeah.
A bogle dance, which everybody was quite excited about.
And then there was one where you kind of hopped like a kangaroo.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many things. Because
so
like
many goals.
It's different.
Ian Wright, we've got one tune left
Yes.
in this party. It's been so fun. Where should we end? What do
Can
you
we?
want to do?
You know what we'll end on? We'll end on Billie Eilish and Bad Guys, simply because this is one of those that I don't know if you've seen that film. This is 40. Where the husband, you got to watch this film where the husband's in the car and he's the only one who's not on the same vibe as his missus and his two girls.
Yeah.
And I was driving the car and all of them, when they played this, they were all over it and I was just a guy like not knowing it. And once I heard it, I thought, really like this. I really felt jealous of them. Like they all had this thing that I was excluded from because my missus obviously takes them to school every morning.
Yeah.
And my girls, I go in the car with them on a Sunday when we're all together.
Yeah.
And they just know all the lyrics to all these songs, and I don't
Billie
know.
Eilish mania. It's Billie Eilish. I went to one of her shows recently at Shepherd's Bush.
Yes.
And it's full of girls, not much older than yours, with their dads, who are literally looking like we did in the car. Like, what? I mean, like the girls like, film this. Like, I think it's exciting.
I love her. I love it.
Okay, so this is Billie Eilish, Bad Guy on Radio 1.
So you're a tough guy, like you really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy.
Duh. Ian Wright, what a pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for your time, your knowledge, all of it. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure's mine.
Radio 1.
If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. For more great audio and video from the BBC, listen on Sounds and watch on iPlayer.